Hello everyone, I'm Frank, and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's challenging level puzzle, and it's called The Unfrayed Modified German Whisper Loop by Afraid Not. And here are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, which means place the digits 1 through 9 once each in every row, column, and box. Each pair of digits connected by a line segment, which is any of these green lines, must either differ by at least 5 or sum to at most 5. Interesting. So for every pair of digits, they either must differ by at least 5. So for example, if that's the normal German whisper rule set. So for example, if this were 3, this would have to be an 8 or 9 to basically maintain that 1 to 2 ratio. Sorry, not 1 to 2 ratio. Has to differ by at least 5. Sorry, I was thinking of black crop key dots for some reason. Or it must sum to at most 5. So then it could be 1 or 2. Also, if this were a 3. Interesting. Huh. That's an interesting variation. So again, two adjacent digits either follow the German whisper rule set, or they must sum at least to 5. Huh. And those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, well, even on this modified German whisper line, you cannot have a 5 on it, right? Because 5 with another digit never adds up to less than 6. So it can never add up to 5 or less. And 5 is not 5 away from any other digit on a normal Sudoku, right? 5 is 5 away from 0, which is not a normal Sudoku digit, or 10, which is not a digit. So in column 1, where is the 5? It has to be here. So this is a 5. We know in box 7, where is the 5? It has to be one of these two cells. So this cannot be 5. None of these can be 5, where in box 8 is a 5. It has to be here. So this is 5, which means 5 cannot be here, 5 cannot be here. So 5 in box 5 has to be one of those two cells. Because of that, that eliminates the 5 in the rest of the row. 5 can't be here, 5 can't be here. Where's a 5 in box 6? It must be here. This can't be 5 then, so one of these two is a 5. 6 is interesting. 6 can only be next to one unique digit on the German whisper line. So where is 6 then in column 1? Right? Because 6 can never add up with another digit to add up to less 5 or less. So 6 can only be next to 1 on a German whisper line. So this is next to 2 on this, even a modified German whisper line. So this cannot be 6 because it's next to 2 unique digits. This cannot be 6 because it's next to 2 unique digits. Neither can this. This one could be. So this one could be 6. This can't be 6 because it's next to 2 unique digits. This one can't be 6 because it's next to 2. Same with this because it's next to 2. So the 6 has to be one of these two cells. This is next to 2 unique digits. This is next to 2 unique digits. This is next to 2 unique digits. Same here, same for all of these. So 6 in box 7 has to be one of these two or that one. This one is next to 2 unique digits. This one is 2. This one is. This one, this one, this one. So 6 cannot be any of these. Aha. right? This one C is next to 2 unique digits. This is next to 2 unique digits. This is next to 2 unique digits. Same here, and same here. So it cannot be along this German whisper line anywhere here. So one of these two is a 6, which means we can eliminate 6 from the rest of the row. So these can't be 6 anymore, which forces this to be a 6, which means it's next to 1 and 1 specifically. This is next to 2 unique digits on a German whisper line. This is next to 2 unique digits on a German whisper line. Therefore, this has to be the 6 then. Okay. This cannot be 6 because of this 6. This is next to 2 unique digits. This is next to 2 unique digits. This is next to 2 unique digits, so it can't be any of these. Therefore, 6 has to be one of these two. This is next to 2 unique digits. Cannot be any of these because of one of these is a 6. Can't be any of these because that's a 6. Therefore, this one of these two is a 6. This can't be 6. This is next to 2 unique digits. This is next to 2 unique digits. This is next to 2 unique digits. And this is next to 2 unique digits. Therefore, one of these two has to be a 6. Also, if this is 6, this has to be 1. If this is 6, this would have to be 1. So one of these digits must be a 1. Therefore, one of these digits must be 1. Also, okay, we can't have a 1 here. Therefore, 6 cannot be here anymore because it only can be next to 1. Therefore, this can't be 6 and 1. This must be the 6, and this is a 1. So this can't be 6, which makes that 6. This has to be a 1 to be next to, because 6 can only be next to a 1 on this modified German whispered line. Where is the 6 here, right? So if this could be 6. If this is 6, one of these two would have to be 6, but then they would also have to be next to a 1, and neither of these could be 1. Therefore, neither of these can be 6, right? If this is 6, that would have to be 1, but that's eliminated by that. If this would have to be 6, this would have to be 1, but that's eliminated by that. Therefore, neither of these can be 6. Therefore, this is the 6 here, which means this can't be 6, which means this has to be 6, and it has to be next to a 1 in both cases. Okay, so what do we have left? 6 cannot be here. 6 cannot be here. If the 6 were here, it would be next to 2 unique digits, which is not possible. If the 6 is here, it's next to 2 unique digits, which is not possible. Therefore, this must be a 6, which means this can't be 6. This has to be 6, which means that can't be 6. Therefore, this is a 6. Okay, 1. Where are the 1s? This can't be 1, and this can't be 1. One of these two is a 1. One of these three is a 1. And so this can't be 1, this can't be 1, this can't be 1. This is the only place for 1, so this can't be 1 then. Okay. This is 1. So this could be with any of the digits. 1 can be with any of the digits. What about 4? 4 can be next to only 1 or 9. Sorry. Yeah, 1 or 9. So 4 cannot be here because it's next to 2 unique digits. And one of them, and 1 would be basically removed. Same here. So 4 cannot be here because that would be next to 2 unique digits, and one of them could not be 1, so that would eliminate one possibility for unique digits. So therefore, it'd have to be next to 2 9s, which is not possible. Same here. 1 can't be either of these, so 4 can't be here. So 4 cannot be any of these 3. 4 could be here. 4 cannot be here. So the 4 in column 1 has to be either here or here. Right? And either way, it cannot be here because then it would be next to 9 and 9. And that's not possible. Same here. 9 and 9. Same here, 9 and 9. So if this is 4, this is 9 and 9. If this is 4, this has to be a 9. So either way, either this is a 9 or this is a 9. So you cannot have either 4 or 9 here. It cannot be 1, 5, and 6. So this has to be 2, 3, 7, or 8 here. Okay. uh, 4 could not be here because it would have to be between 9 and 9, which is not possible. Same here. So this can't be 4, this can't be 4, this can't be 4, and this can't be 4. Therefore, 4 has to be one of these two cells. This can't be 4 for the same reasoning, but this could be 4. So 4 has to be one of these 3 cells in box 7. Interesting. Can this be 4? No, it's between two unique numbers, and it cannot contain 1. Can this be 4? No, because it's next to two unique numbers, and 1 is already taken. This actually could be 4. This could be 4 too. So 4 could also be any of these 3. Hmm. Hmm. None of these 3 could be 4. This could be 4, this could be... So 4 could be any of these 4 cells. 4 could be any of these 5. Oh. Where's 5 in box 2? It cannot be any of these cells because of this 5. Can't be this because it can't be on the German whisper line. So it must be one of these two cells because it can't be on the German whisper line. So 5's either here or here, which means this can't be 5. Therefore, that forces this to be 5. One of these two must be a 5 because those are the only two left. Let's remove all the 4s because it's confusing. Unless it's like specifically one of 2 or one of 3. So 5 is one of those two. 5 has to be one of those two. This can't be 5, but any of these 3 could be 5. This cannot be 4, but this could be 4. This could be 4 also. Hmm. Okay, what else do we have here? Well, one thing we know Actually, we don't know that much. Hmm. Hmm. This can't be. This could be 4. Neither of these two could be 4, but this could be 4. So 4 could be any of these 5. Hmm. If this were 4 and 9, this would have to be 2 or 3. And if this were 2 or 3, that would force this to be 7, 8, and 7, 8 next to each other, which is not allowed because they don't sum to at most 5 and they don't differ by 5. So this would have to be 2, 3, and that would be 7 or 8 if that's the case. Right? So then this would be, if this is 4 and 9, this has to be 2, 3. We'd have 7 or 8. And this could be 2, 3, 7, or 8 in either order. If this is 4 and 9, this would have to be 2, 3, or 4. No, this would be 2 or 3 if that's the case. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. What? Yeah, so again, if this is 4, so if this is 4, this is 9 and 9, which would mean this has to be 5 away from 9. So this would be 2 or 3. That would add up with 1 to add up to less than 5. 5 or less. This would have to be 2 or 3. This would be 7 or 8. This would then have to be 2 or 3 also. That's interesting. And this could not be 2 or 3 or 4. So this would have to be 7 or 8 here. Well, the thing is, this can't be 2 or 3 or 1. And it can't be 4 because it would be next to 2 unique numbers without a 1. So this would have to be a high. So this would be 7 or 8, which would mean this would have to be 2 or 3, which means this is 7 or 8 also. So that does kind of work. Yeah. This, would also have to be 2 or 3, which can never be 4 here. So this would have to be a 9. So this does kind of work. This would have to be a low. So this is 2, 3, or 4. Yeah, this works okay. Either way, then this would be 4 or 5, and this would be 4 and 5. Okay, if that's the case. That's if these two are 4 and 9. If this one is 4 and 9, you'd have to have some combination of 2, 3, 7, or 8 here. This would be 2 or 3. So this could not be 2 and 3 with 2 and 3. One of these has to be a high. Actually, yeah, either way, there has to be a low here. So, oh, that's interesting. Well, there's a low here. There's a low in one of these two cells, at least. We know that's low. Therefore, this would also have to have a low in between one of those. I guess this one could be 4, though. Or this could be 4. No, this one cannot be 4. Because we know one of these, at least one of these two is low. At least one of these two is low. Um, And one of them has to be 4. The other one has to be 2 or 3, which means this can't be 4. This is 2 or 3. It could be with the other 2 or 3. Or it could be with 7 or 8. So then this would have to be 5, 7, 8. This would also be 5, 7, or 8. Right? Because one of these is low, which is 2, 3, or 4. One of these is low, which is 2, 3, or 4. And either way, the 4 would have to be here with 9, right? Because there could only be 9, 4, or 4, 9. This would actually have to be 4 if that's the case. So this is either 4, 9, or this is 4, 9. So if this is 4 and 9, that would mean this is a low, which would mean this would have to be high. Okay, so say this was 4, 9 then. If this is 4, this is 9. This would be low, which means that would be 7 or 8 to be with it. That would be not 7 or 8. That would have to be low. This would be 2 or 3. So this is 7 or 8. This would be 2 or 3, which would mean this would have to be what? That doesn't work, right? This would be 5. This would be 7, 8, but this wouldn't work. So this could not be 4 and 9 in that instance. So this could not be 4 and 9. Therefore, 4 and 9 would have to be here. So this would be 4, which would make that 9, which makes this low, 2 or 3, which makes that high, which makes that low, which makes this high, which means this has to be low. So that could work. Interesting. So I think then that proves that 9 has to be... Okay, so this is next to 7 and 8. So therefore this must be 2. This must be 3 then. This is between both 7 and 8, so this is 2, which makes that 3. So far that looks okay. This would have to be next to 8, which means this can't be 8. This would be next to... Or I guess this could be a 2 also. So that does kind of work. So either this is 4, in which case not, we have 9, 9 here, or this has to be, in which case the 4 would be here, or this would have to be 4, in which case the 9 would have to be here. So either way, either this is 9 or this is 9. Oh, that's interesting. So if this is not 4 and 9, we had to have 2 and 3 here and 7 and 8 here, which required 2 and 3 and 7 or 8 here. Which meant 4 had to be one of these two, which means that could be 4. So this would have to be 4 and 9. So if this is 9, then this has to be 4 and 9. Which means 9 has to be one of these two. Right, so then this would have to be 4 or 9 if that's the case. If this is 4, this couldn't be 4, so this would have to be 4. So one of these three would be 4. Huh, interesting. So if this is 4 and 9, this can't be 9. So this has to be 4. 4 has to be here. 9 could be any of these three, and it could be any of these 4. That's fine. But this can never be 9, right? Either this is 4 and 9, in which case this is 4, or this is 4 and 9, which would force this to be 4, which would mean that can't be 4, so this is 4 and 9. Okay. That doesn't really tell us much, though. Again, that was if this is 4 and 9, right? So if this is 4 and 9, that would force this to be 2, 3, 7, 8. This would have to be 2 or 3, because it would have to be a low next to the 9. One of these is lows, one of these is lows, one of them has to have a 4. We tried this being 4, 9, and that didn't work. So this has to be the 4, 9 then, if that's the case. Which means this is low, 2 and 3. It has to be 7, 8, 2, 3, 7, 8. Which means this is 7 or 8 with a 2 or 3, because it can't have 2 lows here, because that would eliminate all possibilities for that cell. This is between a 7 and an 8, so this must be 2. This is between a 7 and an 8, so this must be 2, which makes that 3. This is 3, this has to be 8, this has to be 7, this has to be 8. This becomes a 5, 7, 5, 7 pair. This is 5 or 7. This is either 2 or 8. Therefore, this can't be 4 and 9, because the 9 can't be there. Therefore, this is a 4. Which means 4 is one of those 3. This could be 2 or 7 or 8. This can't... This is 3, 4, 8, or 9. This has to be 3, 8, or 9, and these are 3, 8, or 9. One of these has to be low, which means this has to be 8 or 9. 8 or 9 is next to a low, so this has to be 3 or 4. This also has to be 2 or 3 there. So 3 is one of these two. It has to be with 8 or 9. That's fine. One of these has to be low. This has to be, so if both of these were low, these would both be high, and they would be next to each other, and that's not possible. So this has to be low in that case, which means this has to be, sorry, this has to be high, which means this has to be low, which means this has to be high, but it can't be a 9. So this is next to 7 or 9. So one of these is 7, which means this has to be 2. Which makes this a 3, which makes that a 4, which means that has to be 9. That's a 7. Because it can't be 8, and therefore this is 8. And this breaks. Huh. I wish there was a more elegant way of looking at this, but I guess that's the only way that that works. Then 3 can't be next to a 7 there. It can only be next to 8 or 2 or 1. And 1 and 2 are taken. Yeah, so that breaks. I don't know how else you solve that, though. I don't really like it doing it that way, though. It's just so... Well, now we know this has to be 4. So this is 9 and 9. These can't be 4. This has to be next to a low, so this is 2 or 3. This cannot be too high, so one of these has to be low, which means this has to be high. Which means it must be next to a low, which must be next to a high, so this has to be 7 or 8. Therefore, this is a 4 or 5 pair, which means this can't be 4. So this is a 4, which means this has to be 9 to be next to it. This has to be a low to be next to that, so that's 2, 3. We have a 2, 3, 2, 3 pair now. Therefore, where's the 4? It has to be one of these two cells and can't be next to two unique numbers, so this must be 4, which means this must be a 9. So this is 7 or 8, this is 7 or 8, this is 2 or 3. You could have 2, 3, 7, 8 here. This has to be a low. So this is 2, 3. It cannot be 4. So this is 2 or 3. This is 2 or 3, which means this has to be a high. So this has to be 7 or 8. which means it's next to two lows. So this is 2 or 3, and this is also 2 or 3, because it can't be 1. So therefore, this must be an 8. This has to be, can't be 1 or 4, can't be 2 or 3, so this is 7 or 8. Can't be 8, so this must be 7, which makes this an 8. Which makes that a 7, which makes that 2. This is 3, this is 2. This is 3. 3 can only be next to a 9, a 1, or 2, or an 8. So therefore, this must be a 9. This is a 4-5 pair. This can't be 2, so this must be 3. Which makes this 2, 7, and 8 here. This is 4 and 5. This can't be 7, so this is 8. This can't be 3, so this is 2. 8 can only be next to 1, 2, or 3, so this must be 3. 3 can only be next to 1, 2, or 9. So this could be 2 or 9. It can't be 9 here, so this must be 2 then. 8 is already eliminated by that. We have, what, 7 and 9 left. So this is 7 or 9. This is 7 or 9. Since this is a high, this has to be low, which means this is 2 or 3. Or it cannot be 4 because it would be next to 2 unique numbers on this modified German whisper line. This can't be 4 because if this were 4, it would be next to 2 unique digits. It would be next to a 2 or 3, which does not sum to 5. It sums to 6 at least. So this has to be 2 or 3 also. So we have a 2, 3, 2, 3 pair here. This is 7 or 9. This has to be a 7, because that's the only one remaining. This has to be 2 and 8. And this has to be 2, because it has to be next to the 9, which makes this an 8. This, then, can't be 2 here. This has to be... It cannot be 1, it cannot be 2. The only one it can be next to is a 3. So this is 3. 3 can only be next to an 8 out of 7 or 8. So this is 8. This is 7. This can't be 7. We have a 3, a 5, and a 7 here. But this can't be 3, and this can't be 5 here. This has to be a low. So this is either 1 or 2. Can't be 2. Can't be 3. So this has to be 1, which means this can't be 1. This can't be 1, so therefore, where's the 1 in box 3? It must be this one, so it's a 1. This one could be next to, it cannot be 2 or 3, because we have a 2, 3, 2, 3 pair here. What's left here, actually? It has to be 4, 8, and 9. So this is 4 or 9. This is 4, 8, and 9. This cannot be a 4. If this is 4, it would have to be next to a 9. But that's not possible. So this cannot be 4. This cannot be 4 because it would have to be next to a 9. So where's the 4 in... where can the 4 be in row 2? Cannot be any of these because it has to be next to a 1 and a 9 for that to work. And 1 and 9 are eliminated on this row. So this is either a 4 or a 5. Because 4 can only be one of those two spaces. 5 can only be one of those two spaces. Therefore, we know this has to be a combination of 2, 3, and 8. This can't be 2 because of the 4, 5, 4, 5 pair here. If this is 4, this could be 4 here. This can't be 4, though. But this could be 4 also. 4 cannot be here. 4 could be here, in which case that's 9. Okay, so what is the rest of this? This is 2, 4, 7, and 9, right? This can't be 3 because of the 2, 3, 2, 3 pair in box 2. Therefore, this must be an 8, which means it must be with a 2 or 3 here. The 2 or 3 can only be with another 2 or 3, or it could be with 7, 8, or 9. Okay, that's fine. This is 8. We have what's left here. 4, 5, 7, 9. And this is 4, 5, 7, 9. This cannot be 9. This can't be 4. Okay, we know 8 cannot be here. It cannot be here. It cannot be here or here, so therefore this must be an 8. 8 can only be next to a low, and that would only be 2 or 3, so this has to be 2 or 3. So we have 2 or 3, 2 or 3. This then mustn't be a high because it can't be next to 4, because then that would add up to at minimum 6. 2 and 4 adds up to 6. Therefore, this is 7 or 9. This is a high. It must be next to a low, so this can't be low. This is 2 or 4. And if this is 2 or 4, it has to be next to a high, because 2 and 4 only add up to 6. Or sorry, add up to 6, which is greater than 5. Therefore, this must be a high, and it must be 7, which makes this a 2. This can't be 2 or 7, so that forces this to be 9. This can't be 2, so this is 8. This can't be 8 or 9, so this is 4, which makes this a 9, which makes that 8. This 8 means this is a 2. This can't be 2, 7, or 9, so this is a 4. This can't be 4, so this is 5, which makes this 4, which makes that 5, which makes that 4, which makes that 5. By Sudoku. This can't be 5, so this is a 7, which makes this 3, which makes that 5. This can't be 2, so this is 3. That has to be 9. This has to be 2. This can't be 9, so this is 7, which makes that 2, which makes that 3. This has to be 4, because it cannot be 5, 7, or 9. So this is 4. This is the only place for 5 now, so this has to be 5. Now we're just doing Sudoku. We have a 7, 9, 7, 9 pair, but this has to be a 9 because this can't be 7. Therefore, this is 7. This has to be 3. This is a 7, and this is 4. And that's the solution. Interesting. I wish there was a better way of figuring out that this 4-9 could not work. You had to go down through some pretty convoluted logic to specifically figure that out, unfortunately. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this solve, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.